Alright guys, I'm just making a little video here today for my friend Matthew on Facebook. Show you where the bolts are on a carburetor. Now this one on this car is a standard old Edelbrock. It used to have an electric choke here, but it's gone because it didn't work very well. But like I was telling you earlier when we were talking, that right there is your adapter plate. This one's got a stock intake on it. It's, just a regular old Chevy small block. It's 305. But there's the adapter plate right there. You can get those at AutoZone. You can get them off the shelf. You bolt them down. So you got holes right there that you would think those holes on the carburetor would line up with the factory holes on the intake, but they don't. I don't know if you can see down in there or not, but that hole is kind of blocked like halfway down. And all of them are like that. But anyway, the bolts are right here. They'll always be on the corner. Any carburetor has these little, just like a little flange that sticks out there, and they'll have bolt holes in it on all four corners. Some of them are a little bit harder to get to, a little bit harder to see, and that sort of thing. But they'll either have nuts like this one does with a stud sticking out, or they'll have a bolt that's, that the whole bolt and all comes out. Some of them are different. But that's pretty much the gist of it. And you take it off. Another thing I just now thought too, if you're running an overdrive transmission in a Chevy, if you're running an overdrive transmission, this cable right here, you can see it right down in there. That's the transmission cable. Very important for that to be adjusted right. And for an Edelbrock carburetor, you're supposed to have this little adapter piece that goes on it to hook the transmission cable onto for overdrives. If you're running a 350 turbo, it doesn't matter. But for a 700R, 204R, 4L60, that sort of thing, you have to have that thing set. On this particular one, I made a little extension for it. It's pretty crude, but it works. And, there's other ways you can rig stuff up to make it work, but they do sell a little adapter kit for it. But like I said, you can make stuff work and whatnot. I made this one work. It works just fine. I'm running a 204R transmission. But that's pretty much the basics of the bolts on the carburetor. Like I said, one there, there, and right there. And that's it. That's how you get the carburetor off. And then just, don't forget to unhook your throttle cable, your return spring, and your transmission cable. And that's it. The carburetor will come off of there. Oh, yeah, and the fuel line. Duh, of course. This is an Edelbrock. Usually a Quadrajet's got the fuel line right here in the front somewhere. And, of course, there'll be a few miscellaneous vacuum lines you got to take off, but no, that's really a big deal. But definitely want to make sure you unhook your cables and your fuel line. That's most important.